this is a place I'd recommend to anybody.
There's nothing like the individual care that you get here. It's phenomenal.
Our purpose for being here is to serve people. It fills me with pride that we're able to do that.
Ozark Health, your community hospital.
Dina, yep.
Dina.
Dina.
Yeah, that's right. Halftime, Clinton Senior Girls 33, the Lady Bobcats from Marshall 20 in this packed house here in Marshall. It's like old times. Say similar to like playing in Walker Gymnasium, Walker Fieldhouse back at Clinton. Similar setup. They've remodeled just a few years ago, so it's a really nice setup they have here at Marshall. But they packed it in tonight with all 4 teams playing. The little dribblers from Marshall here. Clinton, as usual, brought a big crowd tonight to watch the ball game. And a lot of folks, so a fun night. And one of those folks, got a mom with us. Dan Cooper's with us tonight. And Brendan Johnson, we'll get an update on Brendan. We talk about him on the air from time to time. This is his senior season, and unfortunately had injured his knee before the season started, had a major surgery. And I have the opportunity to see Brendan at basketball games, but also at church on student ministry on Wednesday nights. And I got a good report from him Wednesday night on how he's progressing. And so give us a little update from home on Brendan and how his recovery's going.
So he's doing awesome. You know, 4th day of school, come out, doing some preseason practice, and just did something he does every day and popped right there with ACL. But he didn't give up. He didn't let it discourage him for very long. You know, we had a couple days there where we were like imminent doom. But the day after surgery, he was working out, exercising, doing what he needed to do to get back in shape. His recovery's gone amazing. His surgeon says the best patient he's had. So he's put in a lot of hard work, been really mindful about what he puts into his body so that he can recover. And his brace, his custom brace, came in today. So he's really moving now.
Yeah. That's right. He was telling me about that. Expected that to come in today and maybe what that might do for him. And he's been practicing some without it.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. So he was clear to run and do some jumping and some good exercises. He did really good on his strength test a week and a half ago. So he's been doing whatever he's allowed to do without it. But now that he's got it, it kind of changes a little bit more. It gives him some confidence.
Yeah. Well, I know, we've been watching Brendan on the senior high side since he was a 10th grader, and then kind of burst on the scene and did so well as a 10th grader. Then it's an 11th grade year, and one of those guys, you're just looking forward to him in his senior year and how exciting that's going to be. And so I know there had to be some of that initial disappointment there. And but he every time I've seen him since last fall in the injury, he smiles all the time. He's always encouraging. Talked about the positive things and the progress that he's made. And I think he had said, before the end of the year, he'd said, he thought he was on a good pace, thought he might get back before the season's over, be able to get in. And, here we are. I have to get the calendar out. I don't know if we got 4 or 5 or 6 weeks left of basketball, but there's a chance that he could make it back to the floor before the season comes to an end.
I think there's a chance. It's all a matter of how much he wants to push himself. He's still kind of got his feelers out there for what he wants to do after high school, so he has to keep that in mind. But we're hopeful, saying our prayers that it's going to work out the way that he wants it to. But I think that even at the end of the day, he's confident in whatever does happen, that he's fulfilled and he's happy with how this season's gone so far. He's found a new role in what he's done so far this season, and it's really humbled him and really built him into a better person.
Hey, well, good. That's a good report. We'll have to catch up with him and visit some more. We're about out of time here, but I don't know if we've ever had a year like this. Brendan is one of 3 major knee injury and surgeries. We've had Kenna Collins on the senior girls. We've had Katie Grace Alexander on the junior girls, and so it's been a tough year as far as that goes.
We've even had a cheerleader, too. So,
okay.
Yeah, so 3 basketball, cheerleader. It's the knee. It's the year of the knee.
That's right. Well, thanks, Deanna Cooper. We're ready to start the second half, and let's go cheer them on.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you. Here we go. Second half underway. Clinton leading 33-20. Clinton in the pink tonight. Bobcats in the home white, trimmed in black. And quickly down the floor, Riley Van's back in the ball game. She'll pass it away to Olivia Johnson on the drive. The floater is up and in. Olivia with 2. She has 5 points total. It's 35-20.
Mentioned Katie Grace Alexander, I think, had her surgery yesterday. Wish her well in the rehab. I know she'll do good. She's disciplined and strong and a hard worker. She'll be back as quick as Brendan.
Shelby Sanders peels off the shot inside, quickly going the other way. Johnson with a shot up, won't go. Olivia chase down the rebound. Back to Standridge. Wallace, lastly, Van in the ball game. Deep 3 for Olivia Johnson. Misses. Rebound to Miley Harris.
You know, we pretty much got through football season unscathed, and it all hit during basketball.
Isabel Harness, Miley Harris, Gracie Gray. Back outside to Parker Pruitt. Her three is up. In and out, won't go.
Hey, the first foul of the night. 17 minutes and 18 seconds for Marshall's first foul of the game.
And Clinton will inbound. Wallace will bring it up across midcourt. Look at his zone defense. Vans at the high post. Back to Lexi. Three-pointer up and good. Lexi Wallace for three. Lexi now with 10 points in the ballgame. 2 3-pointers, 35-20.
3 Yellow Jackets now in double figures.
High post, ball knocked away. Standard's going to reach in along with Van. They'll get tied up. An alternate possession. It'll go to the Yellow Jackets.
Once again, good defense on the inside as the Jackets keep collapsing on top of those post players, so either knocking the ball away, that time creating a jump ball.
And a timeout. I think that's the first timeout of the night by either team. I don't know if we had a timeout in the first half. Marshall will take it. We'll stop play here momentarily.
Yeah, you know, the first game tonight was a long one. Junior Lady Yellow Jackets won, but it was about an hour and 10-minute junior girls game. The junior boys lost a little bit quicker ball game before this one. And we're still waiting for the little dribblers to make their appearance. The gym is still filled. I guess they're selling a lot of concessions right now, as they still have not turned the little dribblers loose yet on the floor. Jackets back in action Tuesday night at the arena. We take on the Pulaski Academy Bruins. Pulaski Academy girls team was the state runner-up last year, lost to Prescott in the finals. Jackets made the Elite 8 last season. Hoping to get back there again this year. I had the announcements yesterday. The regional tournament for us, if our teams qualify, will be at Heber Springs. And the state tournament, as I predicted, remember I only mention things that I predict when it comes true, it will be at Morrilton. So if you're a basketball fan in the Clinton area, you'll be close to some really good basketball at Heber Springs and Morrilton.
Out of the timeout. Bobcats with the basketball now inside.
I think Angela Bradford, I think maybe Lynn, maybe they're listening in. They are on the way, I believe, to Tulsa, Oklahoma tonight, as Angela's fixing to get another vehicle. Can I say that? She's getting a Durango. I said we would not recognize Angela if she's not in a Durango. So they're heading over to get a Durango, and I told her make sure she gets one that has kid space and Sam's Club's concession order space.
And both free throws. Was that great? Was that Gracie Gray? Is that number 23?
Riley Vance looking for her first points of the ball game. Jackets really moving the ball well against that zone defense, and she knocked to the floor and fouled.
Stops the clock at 5:30 here in the third. Grade 20. I don't know if we mentioned first half scoring. It was a big one for Shelby Standridge. Had Shelby with 13 points. Kayla Lastly had 10. Lexi Wallace now with 10. Olivia Johnson with 5.
Olivia Johnson with 7 now, as she knocks one home, and the Jackets lead 40-22.
4 players to score for Coach Matthew Post. I think we've had 7, 8. No, what? Got 8 playing the ball game. Let's see. And inside, foul called. That's going to send Gracie Gray to the free throw line.
Jackets just a half step late that time, been able to front the low post player. Then she had a free path to the basket. Jackets had to foul. Armando Infante is here tonight shooting pictures. He and Shelby do a good job for Miss Hutchins and Jacket Journal. You can go on Jacket Journal. You can see pictures from all the games. Also, Minji Post shoots a lot of the Yellow Jacket games.
I believe that'll give Gray now 10 points on the night. 6 free throws made to go along with a couple field goals. Riley Van inside. Shot may have been partially blocked. Marshall ends up with it. Out to Parker Pruitt. Quickly down the floor. Bounce pass. McKenna Harris. Bounce through the lane to Gray. Field goes up and in.
Timeout, Yellow Jackets.
40-24. Let's take the break. Be 4:36 remaining in the third quarter when we return. You're listening to KHPQ and Clinton High School Sports.
Steve Good at Goods Cash Savers says you can learn a lot about life by playing sports. You may never be the biggest or the fastest, but you can always try to be the very best and give 100%. And that's what they do every day at Goods Cash Saver. Even though they don't have the biggest building, they try to have every item that you might need in groceries. They also overachieve every day in their meat department. So when you're looking for a place to shop, give Goods Cash Saver a try. A supermarket that cares about you and your community and says, go Yellow Jackets.
Today's medical system treats patients like products, not us. Conway Regional brings together key service lines, providers, and technologies to create a unique patient experience that is highly intentional and refreshingly personal. With a hospital in the heart of Conway, a trusted ER, women's services, and the list goes on. This is not mass-produced healthcare. This is your healthcare. Conway Regional. Curated care.
Friday night at the stadium is.
And we're back out of the timeout. Clinton leading 40-26. Johnson whips it to Wallace. Elmo Standridge back to Wallace. Defender there. Toss it back out. Fake the three. Drive. Put up the two as Lastly misses. Van with a rebound. The put back in. She's fouled. A chance at the traditional three-point play for Riley Van. That's her first points of the night. 42-26.
Riley been our leading scorer the last few ball games. Good to see her get on the board here in the third quarter. And goes to the line. Jackets.
And the 10th grader gets the free throw as well. So
puts the Jackets up by 17.
43-26. Pruitt, Harness, quick pass inside. Shot up, won't go. Rebound put back by Miley Harris for two. I've got 9 points from Miley Harris unless I missed a basket or credited someone else. Shot up, won't go by Johnson. Rebound Marshall. And across midcourt. Parker Pruitt. Back to Harris. Good ball movement by the Bobcats. Clinton defense. There's a good pass inside to Gracie Gray. Gets around the defender and puts it up and in. Gray, the leading scorer for Marshall tonight. Coach Matthew Post going to take another timeout. Marshall, maybe a little bit of a run here as of late.
I think maybe talking about that defense right there. That Marshall keeps continuously getting the ball in deep like that. Maybe have some type of defensive. Either talk about what Marshall's doing or maybe some type of defensive switch here. But takes a quick timeout there. Jackets leading 43-30.
We talked about the atmosphere, the gym. These two teams have been conference opponents through the years. Marshall currently, I think, a 2A school. Clinton will be moving to 3A next year, so they still won't be in the same classification. But we were looking at, when we pulled up that Marshall, I know my dad, Mike, always pulled up Marshall's boys conference, and I guess the girls the same as well earlier. And some of those schools, folks might know, where are those? They're having to travel a long way away through North Arkansas and North Central, Northeast Arkansas, and traveling. They probably maybe wish it was in the days when they were in a conference with Clinton and Mountain View and some of the schools like that. But yeah, shot it by Johnson. 2-pointer good.
Yeah, their conference really stretches out. It was Cotter, but the big trip was over to Sloan Hendricks. It's over near Walnut Ridge and Hoxie over in that area. Jackets have gone back straight man-to-man here.
Parker Pruitt, she'll take it in the lane, take on Johnson. Shot up, won't go. Back off the rim. Lastly has it. Ahead to Wallace on the move across midcourt. Over to Johnson behind the three-point line. Olivia's shot misses. Rebound. Riley Van. She's going to turn, put her head down, toss it away. Shelby Standridge for two from the baseline. Good. 2 more for Shelby Standridge. She's got 15 in the ball game. 47-30.
Yeah, Shelby shot a high percentage tonight too. She has shot the ball well.
Pass inside. Miley Harris catches, misses, gets her own rebound. She's fouled on the putback. Count the basket. Into the free throw line is Miley Harris. That'll put her in double figures. The 1,000-point score for Marshall.
Harris diving to the basket, taking that pass off the wing. Kaylin was about a second late, flashing in front, trying to get the steal.
She gets the free throw. 47-33, 2:09 to go in the third quarter.
17 free throws shot tonight by Marshall.
Olivia Johnson on the dribble. Her runner up won't go. Rebound. McKenna Harris. She'll keep it herself. Down the floor, across midcourt. Before handing it off to Parker Pruitt. Harness to the basket. Misses. Gets her own rebound. Kind of fouled from behind. Maybe a little contact push by Wallace. Was she shooting? Was she on the floor? She was on the floor with 1:41 to go in the third quarter. Non-shooting. Fourth team foul on the Yellow Jackets. Marshall does a good job on the offensive boards. They got a lot of offensive rebounds tonight. They stay with it. They go to the basket. Miley Harris gets inside. Shot, misses, trying to get her own rebound. She gets tied up with Kaylin Lastly. Alternate possession to the Yellow Jackets.
They've got a lot of offensive rebounds, but in return, they've missed a lot of shots, and they're probably a really low shooting percentage tonight.
Minute 30 in the third.
Kind of a 1-2-2 defense now from Marshall.
Inside to Van. Past one into a second player. And officials going to whistle a defensive foul on Gracie Gray, I believe. Fourth team foul, non-shooting from the baseline. Olivia Johnson inbounds it quickly. To Wallace. She'll get to the lane. They'll knock it away. She'll recover. Back out to Johnson. Her three's up and in. Olivia Johnson for three, and that gives Olivia 12 points, 2 3-pointers. It took a while for Olivia to get her first points in the ball game, I believe. Now she's up to 12.
4 Yellow Jackets now in double figures. Just waiting on Riley to make it 5.
Isabel Harness, her first field goal. She has 3 points, 50-35, 52 seconds. Olivia Johnson catch and shoot 3. Back-to-back threes by Johnson. Her third, and I've got that, as the team's
8th.
53-35, 35 seconds. Bounce pass to Harris on the move, off the glass, good. 2 more from Miley Harris.
That backdoor cut.
Deep 3 by Johnson from the right side, off the rim, off the board. Rebound by Gracie Gray. Outlet to Parker Pruitt. 12 seconds, third quarter. To Harris, she's in the lane, she spins, shot up, won't go. Knocked out of bounds by the Yellow Jackets. Marshall will have it from the baseline with 3.2. And Coach
Marshall bringing
Post.
3 substitutes into the game, and Kinsley Bagley in for the Yellow Jackets for Riley Van.
Looking to inbound the ball. They get it in. Harris for a shot behind the three-point line. A little bit short, won't go. Third quarter comes to an end. Clinton Lady Yellow Jackets 53. The Marshall Bobcats 37. Fourth and final quarter when we return. You're listening to KHPQ and Clinton High School Sports.
Friday night at the stadium is not the time to worry about your finances. Let First Arkansas Bank and Trust ease your mind with their mobile banking capabilities. You can check your balance, transfer funds between accounts, and even find the nearest ATM for dinner after a road game. The free mobile app is available on the iTunes Store and Android Market. You can cheer loud and proud for the Yellow Jackets because First Arkansas Bank and Trust has you covered. See a branch for more details. Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
For excellence in auto body work and paint jobs, there's only one name to call: Justin's Collision Repair, Towing and Recovery. They strive for excellence in every job they do. Quality work is their specialty, and they pride themselves on the perfect color match. Plus, you'll know when your car is repaired at Justin's that it will last. For all your collision repair and body work, Justin's Collision Repair, Towing and Recovery is the place to call. Highway 65 South in Clinton. Call 745-2992.
fourth quarter, about to tip, leading 53-37. Third of 4 games tonight. Clinton Senior boys will wrap it up in the nightcap. In this packed house gymnasium in Marshall. I bet this is the place to be between the high school on this side of the street and the Kinda Drive-In and Mama's Place on the other side of the street. But everybody in Searcy County and part of Van Buren counties are right here tonight.
And now they got Casey's.
I stopped there today on my way through. So, and Yellow Jackets, ball gets loose. Lastly comes up with it. Ahead to Wallace. Had to put it behind her back. Pass away to Van. Catch and shoot 3. Riley Van, inside, outside, 3-point field goal, 56-37.
Really pretty shot, no hesitation. Caught it and knocked it down from 3. And, of course, we all know that she could put it on the floor and get to the basket, too.
On the drive, Miley Harris, they'll reach in, tie her up. Alternate possession will belong to the Yellow Jackets. 7:09 remaining in the ball game.
This may be the biggest lead. Jackets by 19.
Rhiannon Spear in the ball game. Wallace is going to drive and draw the foul from Gracie Gray. That'll send Lexi Wallace to the free throw line. Yellow Jackets, I think, only one free throw made tonight. Have they had more than one attempted?
Just one attempt. Riley Van.
The senior Lexi Wallace, Clinton's 1,000-point scorer. And she gets the first. She'll have a second.
And little dribblers are preparing for showtime.
Oh, a miss. And, a couple of Bobcats go down. Clinton scores. And trying to come up with a rebound. Marshall is down on the floor.
I'm not sure if I've seen 2 players of the same team down at the same time in a basketball game.
And quickly up is Bella Williams, number 21, but going to get up, but have to have some help. Looks like off the court.
Who had that basket? Was it Lexi?
I missed it.
Ball got knocked loose, and I knew Lexi was closest to it. Jackets by 22. 6:46 left in the ball game.
I think that is Marion Beckwith, if I got her name correctly, from some of the Marshall folks to her left, and she's going to have some help and hop off the court, not putting any weight on her right ankle or leg. After the two-pointer by the Yellow Jackets, 59-37 is the lead, 6:46 remaining. It'll be Marshall basketball just in front of the Clinton Cheer Squad. If you're watching on the KHPQ Sports YouTube channel or the KHPQ Facebook page. Petty Jean Fiber, First Arkansas Bank and Trust, H&H, and Farm Bureau. Help sponsoring the live stream and the video. Noah Emerton running the camera again tonight for us. And shot up won't go. Away
Our former engineer, cameraman, Aaron Duhan. I met his father and older brother yesterday. First time I'd ever met either one of those two. I met Mom before a couple of times at games, but met Mr. Duhan and Aaron's brother.
Riley Van hits another three-pointer, back-to-back threes. She quickly has 9 points.
One more point, but the Yellow Jackets will have 5 players in double figures.
Behind the three-point line, McKenna Harris. Over to Parker Pruitt. Her three-point attempt is up. Off the board, won't go. Going to follow, get her own rebound. Good job. She puts it off the glass and scores. Followed the missed three, gets it, and puts it off the glass for 2. It's Parker Pruitt. That's one thing the Bobcats are pretty disciplined at. We talked about that thing. Offensive rebounds, they follow those misses, and that one works out for them. On the second shot, Rhiannon Spear inside. Draws the foul. And Spear, the sophomore, 2 free throws coming up, 62-39. Speaking of cameramen, Noah Emmert, we could work in a little report each broadcast. I think we could get a concession stand report from Noah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's got an opportunity to go tonight, but I think can you give us a concession stand report tonight, Noah? You been to the concession stand here yet? Not yet.
No one knows his concessions.
And Spear, did she miss both? So goes 1 for 2. Rhiannon. Clinton gets it back. Wallace crossed the lane pass. Ball ends up out of bounds. And I think we'll keep it with the Yellow Jackets. So you got Spear, Van Johnson, Lastly, and Wallace. I don't know that Lexi Wallace became Spear gone out of the ball game. I don't know if Olivia Johnson has gone out of the ball game tonight. I'm not sure. Van's ready, catch and shoot 3 from the corner, and another one. Riley Van. Boy, she makes that look easy. 66-39.
4 players double figures. Kaylin has. No, she's got 10. Yeah, we got 5 players double figures. All 5 starters in double figures.
And 11 3-point field goals, I believe. My numbers are correct. 66-39. Good shooting night on the road for the Lady Yellow Jackets. 4:25 remaining. Inside, Miley Harris muscles a shot up, but it won't go. Rebound to Kaylin Lastly. To Wallace, ahead to Spear. She'll get around the defender, put it up to the glass. Good move by Rhiannon Spear. 68-39.
Good hands by Rhiannon. Really good athlete, really quick.
And it looks like the Lady Yellow Jackets, the next break in the action, see Emma Wyatt and Kinsley Bagley, as well as Reese Wallace are going to check in the ball game midway here through the 4th quarter. Bobcats getting the passing lane, the steal down the floor. Wallace back to Finn. Lexi takes it away. She's going to push it up the floor. Out to Johnson behind the 3-point line. Misses. Rebound. Isabel Harness. 3:30. Got to get the clock to stop. Substitutions coming up.
The Jackets have eased themselves into almost a mercy rule, leading by 29.
Harness will drive the lane. Shot up, won't go. Johnson with a rebound. Into the corner. Kaylin Lastly, her 3 is up, in and out, won't go. Clinton gets it back. Wallace for 3 from the left side, won't go. Miss. Rebound. Gracie Gray knocked away. Harris ends up with it. Pass down the floor. 2-on-2. Shot up. Count it. Parker Pruitt with the basket and the foul. She'll have a chance of 3-point play. That will stop the clock with 2:49 remaining. 68-41. Free throw to come. Substitutions to come for the Lady Yellow Jackets, as well as the Bobcats. Oh, we got a 5-for-5 substitution. So those 3 that I named, along with Anna Bernard and Briar Collister coming back in the ball game. So Bernard, Collister, Bagley, Reese Wallace, and Emma Wyatt. As Parker Pruitt gets the free throw, I have her with 7 points now, 68-41. So the sophomores in the ball game, and a junior with Bernard. Drive the baseline is Collister. Her pass is going to be picked off. Parker Pruitt's got it. Defense gets back. McKenna Harris behind the 3-point line. Wyatt won't let her get any closer. Back out to Parker Pruitt, defended by Briar Collister. She'll drive, put it off the glass. Good. Parker Pruitt pouring in the points here late. She has 9. It is 68-44, 2:11 to go. Wyatt with it. Back to Collister. To Bagley. Trying to weave a little bit. And pass picked off by Pruitt. Hollister back to defend. 3-point shot up. Won't go. Long rebound. Well, at least back of the lane near the free throw line. Marshall gets it back. On the drive, McKenna Harris. Ball ends up out of bounds. Keep it with Marshall. 1 minute, 45 seconds remaining. Coach Matthew Post got the youngsters in now. The junior girls earlier tonight, what was the result of their ball game?
Junior girls won big tonight. Junior girls a little short-handed. They lost last night at Fountain Lake. You know, a couple with Katie Grace Alexander and Cadence Warren both out injured. And then I think the flu bug has hit. They had a couple players or more not able to play last night. So flu's been going around. I saw Shirley missed 2 days of school and 2 days of basketball games due to the flu.
Wyatt with a shot. Can't get that one to go. Marshall with a rebound. 1 minute, 20 seconds. Collister defending. White inside, reaches in to knock it away from Harris. And Emma White going to whistle for the foul. Stops the clock at 1:15 remaining. Non-shooting. Marshall from the baseline.
Jackets looking to go over the 500 mark tonight. They're 10-10. Get a win tonight. Move to 11-10. And with a big showdown on Tuesday versus the Pulaski Academy Lady Bruins.
Ball out of bounds. And let's see.
And their star player, Greenlee Elmore.
What state runner-up, Class 4A, runner-up just a year ago to state champion DeQueen. Inbound the ball, Reese Wallace defending, the younger sister of Lexi Wallace. Reese, a sophomore, shot up inside. Kinsley Bagley blocked it, held her position, arm straight up, blocked the shot. Yellow Jackets down the floor, ends up out of bounds, and back to the Bobcats.
Good defense. Kinsley held her spot, but also Emma White came down and double-teamed on top of the post player. Really good fundamental defense that time by Lady Yellow Jackets. We're under a minute to play.
Wallace defending, the third of the Wallace sisters we've seen. First was Allison, who graduated a year before last. Now she's a Ouachita Baptist Tiger. Lexi Wallace, a senior, and now Reese, the sophomore. Marshall inside, going to draw a foul. Non-shooting. I think they'll have it on the baseline.
And Reese is now driving. They gave me and Coach Post some driving stories the other day. Lady Yellow Jackets.
Inbound the ball to Parker Pruitt. She'll drive, put it off the glass, won't go. Anna Bernard. Rebound, but she gets tied up. And alternate possession to Marshall with 34 seconds remaining. Clinton 68, Bobcats 44. Bagley defending the lane. Up high to Harness. She'll drive, put it up off the glass, won't go. Bagley for the rebound. Outlet to Anna Bernard. Anna down the floor. Good cross-court passing. Wyatt at the top. 16 seconds. She's going to drive, pass away. Shot up, three-point attempt by Bernard, won't go. In the corner, though, Collister chases it down. Good ball movement. Kinsey Bagley, an open three. It's good! Bagley for three. That's the final points of the ball game. The sophomore puts a stamp on it. It's Clinton 71, the Lady Bobcats 44. The Yellow Jacket victory as the teams will line up, shake hands at midcourt along with the coaching staff. Here come the cheer squads. I'll look for them to gather at midcourt for a post-game prayer. We'll keep the camera rolling. We'll step away from the mic here for a few moments. When we return, we'll give you some final numbers, and we'll name the first Arkansas Bank & Trust player of the game. You're listening to KHPQ and Clinton High School Sports.
Tonight's Yellow Jacket basketball game is brought to you in part by these fine Yellow Jacket boosters. By Artelco. By Troy Grashowski with Edward D. Jones. Carrie Renfro of CMG Home Loans. By Susie Allen Salon. By Miller Sanitation. By Roberts Feed Store. And by the Huddle House. These fine sponsors help bring this game to you.
F.L. Davis Cash Lumber, your Ace Hardware store, is a proud sponsor of Clinton Yellow Jacket Sports. F.L. Davis Cash Lumber can help with your electrical, plumbing, paint, tools, hardware, and flooring needs. They're a full-service hardware store and lumber yard. F.L. Davis can provide you with everything you need for your residential or commercial projects. The knowledgeable staff is always on hand to answer your questions. Visit F.L. Davis Cash Lumber, your Ace Hardware store. Same place, now Ace. Petit Jean Electric Cooperative has been committed to a brighter future for its members for more than 80 years. That's why we are hard at work creating a future-focused fiber broadband network that will connect rural Arkansas to the world. Petit Jean Fiber will offer the fastest speeds and most reliable connection in the Ozarks. The future is fiber, powered by Pettigene Electric. To see if we're signing up in your area, call 501-745-2493 today.
Life is better with football. And with First Security. We have the resources and the know-how to tackle your needs, plus a local team you can count on. So you're making better plays because First Security is making better happen during this season and every season. What's your better? Get there with us. Stop by your local First Security Banking Center or visit us online at fsbank.com today. First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Today's medical system is like a maze where patients get.
Hey, my colleague Jeff Hall and Noah Emberton back here on the campus of Marshall High School. Yellow Jackets senior girls won this one by a score of 71-44. Marshall had a lead early in the first quarter, but Clinton led 16-12 at the end of the first quarter, and then outscored Marshall 17-8 in that second quarter to lead 33-20 as they headed to the locker rooms at halftime. And in the third quarter, was pretty even. Clinton outscored Marshall 20-17 to lead 53-37 heading into the final quarter. And the Yellow Jackets outscored the Bobcats 18-7 to win 71-44. Gracie Gray had 14 points for Marshall tonight. McKenna Harris had 4 points. Parker Pruitt with 9 points. Isabella Harness had 3 points. Miley Harris, the 1,000-point scorer in her career for Marshall, had 14 points on the night. Marshall had one 3-point basket on the night, but they did get to the free throw line a lot. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 13, 15, 17, 18 free throw attempts tonight by Marshall. They hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 11 of 18 tonight for Marshall at the free throw line. For the Lady Yellow Jackets, all 5 starters in double figures tonight, led by Shelby Standridge with 15 points, followed by Olivia Johnson also with 15 points. Lexi Wallace with 13. Riley Van had 12 points to round out the 5 double-figure scores for the Yellow Jackets. Then Rhiannon Spear had 3 points, and Kinsley Bagley had 3 points on the night. The Yellow Jackets had 12 3-point baskets on the night tonight, but only got to the free throw line 5 times. They were 3 of 5 for 60%. Lexi Wallace had 2 of the 12 3-pointers. Shelby Standridge had a 3-pointer. Riley Van had 2. Olivia Johnson with 3. Check that. Kaylin Lashley had 2. Riley Van had 3 3-pointers. And Kinsley Bagley ended the game with a 3-pointer. 12 threes on the night for Matthew Post's Lady Yellow Jackets. Marshall now falls to 7-13 on the year. They've now lost 5 of their last 8 ball games. The Yellow Jackets now above 500 for the first time in a while. Jackets now 11-10 on the year, and they are 4-3 in their last 7 basketball games. The Yellow Jackets back on the floor Tuesday night as they host the state runner-ups, Pulaski Academy, at Yellow Jacket Arena. That's Tuesday night. We'll have it for you right here on KHPQ. And Jeff Hall, I think a great choice tonight for your First Arkansas Bank and Trust Player of the Game would be Shelby Standridge. Shelby had 15, but Shelby got us started early in this one with 7 quick points, and she finished with 15 on the night, and she did a great job rebounding on the defensive end. So Shelby Standridge, our First Arkansas Bank and Trust Player of the Game. I want to thank First Arkansas Bank and Trust. Their motto, Clinton First. First Arkansas Bank and Trust, located in the Cash Saver parking lot, downtown Clinton, around the state, and as close as your home computer. First Arkansas Bank and Trust. I think maybe you have
well, hang on a second.
A very apropos interview here.
We'll pull in, and for the break here, we'll get Mom in. And Lacey Standridge just watched her daughter Shelby. She'll be watching Sambo Standridge in the senior boys game coming up. And boy, as the little dribblers are going to be out below in front of us on the floor. And so there's going to be a little extra time here before we get to the senior boys warm-up, before they start the 8-minute clock for that. So big crowd here at Marshall, little dribblers all over the floor. So you're watching that on the live stream. Stay with us. We'll talk through that a little bit with Lacey Standridge. And, boy, Lacey, one of those nights when you see a player who Shelby just almost couldn't miss there in the first half. She didn't have as many opportunities in the second half with that lead, but Shelby was fantastic tonight. I don't know what, and offensively and defensively, and she really got them going.
Thanks. That was a lot of fun. I was trying to think back about what she had for breakfast, and I don't think she ate. So, but yeah, that was fun to watch tonight.
Yeah, Shelby, a junior, and the photographer for the school, my colleague made the comment on the radio about usually taking other people's pictures, and they're probably taking Shelby's tonight during the game. But, Shelby's kind of come in and kind of with Kenna Collins going out, and Shelby's kind of stepped into that starting position on a lot of nights like that tonight, and maybe not always look to have to score points. She's got a lot of scorers around her with Lexi Wallace, Caitlin Lastly, Olivia Johnson, Riley Van. So maybe you don't always have to count on her for points. But tonight she led the way among those crew, and so it was really aggressive on both ends of the floor. And boy, if you can plug her in as being a double-figure scorer now the rest of the season, boy, that'd be a big boost to the girls' team and Coach Matthew Post.
It would. It would make a difference. Obviously, hated to see Kenna fall early in the season, but like you said, it gave Shelby an opportunity just to come in, and the role she played and has played has been more of a defensive and getting the ball to our scorers, and she's handled that well. We've tried to keep her out of foul trouble some, but it'd be great if she could step up and make some shots later in the season, help us out.
Well, have you heard anything from Shelby or some of the other girls there? We got the conference season underway last week, or I think what's sitting the record about 10-10 right now. We always tell folks, though, this team the last several years, they're going to have some losses on the record because Coach Matthew Post, he's going to go anywhere and everywhere across the state, play all size schools, all classifications, play in big tournaments, and they'll pick up some losses. But by the time they get to conference season and then towards the end of the season, they're usually primed and ready for a good run. The thing this year, they might be playing in the best conference, maybe of any classification around. My colleague's been talking about, there's probably 5 good teams for 4 spots by the time we get down to postseason play. We've seen some of them already in we saw Morrilton, we saw Heber Springs, we got Pulaski Academy, the defending state runner-up, coming up next week. We got a new Joe T. Robinson, which is loaded this year, reloaded from what they used to be. So I know they got some challenges coming up, but anything you've heard the girls say or how they feel they're at this point in the season?
Definitely have a tough conference, one of the toughest conference in the states. Coach Post, he's always done such a great job with our preseason games. We've always played the toughest competition I think he could find. And in years past, that's proven to really help later in the season. And so I know they're looking forward. I know they want to make regionals. Got a lot of good seniors. They've had a great season just the last few years, and so hoping they can just keep that going. Yeah.
We made the announcement, or my colleague did earlier, if we make the postseason, the regional girls or boys, that'll be at Heber Springs High School. And if you get through that, the Class 4A state will be at Morrilton. So it'll be an easy drive. We got to earn our way here this year, but it'll be close to home. Clinton always travels well. Great crowd tonight. This is like, I don't know, Lacey, you played back in Walker Fieldhouse.
I did.
And, back when I played.
A lot of Walker, doesn't it?
it's packed out. It's loud. We got folks standing up. They're looking through the windows in the gym. And Clinton's brought a great crowd tonight, as they always do on the road. So kind of a fun night.
They do. This was not far to travel, and those 4-game nights are always fun. And so, yeah, Marshall, it's a fun place to play.
And it's kind of, we mentioned on the radio earlier, and maybe you might almost call this a home game for the Standridge family. You live about halfway between Clinton and Marshall. This was an easiest drive of the year for your crew.
Not far at all.
That's right. Well, thanks. That's Lacey Standridge. I'll let her slip away. We're still between the girls and boys game. The little dribblers on the floor. We'll take a break. Stay with us. You're listening to KHPQ and Clinton High School Sports.
Today's medical system is like a maze where patients get lost. Not here. Conway Regional takes a personal approach to health. So you get one-of-a-kind care that blends access and excellence, familiarity, and fierce commitment, with a deeply invested team delivering the services and support that people deserve. This is not mass-produced healthcare. This is your healthcare. Conway Regional. Curated care.
Hi, I'm Ginger for Jolie Chevrolet, and when you're buying a new vehicle, keep in mind that a quality service department is one of the most important things to consider. At Joe Lee Chevrolet, our service department stands ready with genuine GM parts and qualified service technicians. Right here at home, right where you need us. Come see the service that follows every sale at Joe Lee Chevrolet, Highway 65 South in Clinton.
We have partnered with Khpq to bring world-class cancer treatment to Van Buren County.
Some chemos are between 1 to 2 hours to 8 hours. So when patient is sick, diagnosed with the cancer, traveling to Little Rock, that's a pretty long day for sick people.
Back in the old days, you had to get on the interstate, go to Conway, or go to Little Rock to get your chemo treatment. My mom, for 1.5 years, was able to take them right here in Clinton, Arkansas. Big peace of mind for my mom.
Ozark Health, your community hospital.
At Clay Maxey Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram of Clinton, it's all about the personal relationship.
Absolutely. We want you to see familiar faces, smiling faces, and people that are there to help. You know, it's always an inconvenience to bring your car in for service. It just is what it is. And so we know that we have to be a step above the competition, and we want to make that experience that's normally an inconvenience and have it be a happy experience for you.
See the change at ClayMaxeyCDJR.com.
Friday night at the stadium is not the time to worry about your finances. Let First Arkansas Bank and Trust ease your mind with their mobile banking capabilities. You can check your balance, transfer funds between accounts, and even find the nearest ATM for dinner after a road game. The free mobile app is available on the iTunes Store and Android Market. You can cheer loud and proud for the Yellow Jackets because First Arkansas Bank and Trust has you covered. See a branch for more details. Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Times are changing, and so are the expectations of your internet provider. Introducing Petit Jean Fiber. Powered by your Petit Jean Electric Cooperative, Petit Jean Fiber offers the fastest internet speeds with the highest quality service in the Ozarks. Petit Jean Fiber will transform the way you live, work, and play online. All with no contracts or sudden price increases. Call us today at 501-745-2493 to see if service is available in your area.
Steve Good at Goods Cash Savers says you can learn a lot about life by playing sports. You may never be the biggest or the fastest, but you can always try to be the very best and give 100%. And that's what they do every day at Goods Cash Saver. Even though they don't have the biggest building, they try to have every item that you might need in groceries. They also overachieve every day in their meat department. So when you're looking for a place to shop, give Goods Cash Saver a try. A supermarket that cares about you and your community and says, go Yellow Jackets.
From the opening kick to the closing whistle, Anchor is proud to back Clinton Yellow Jacket football. On the field and off, effort and execution matter. Preparation, accountability, and trusted partners. That's how we work every day. Our Anchor team serves families and businesses across Arkansas with insurance, payroll, and tax support, backed by 11 locations statewide and a client-first approach. Players, coaches, and fans, play hard, cheer loud. Anchor, anchored in trust, driven in service.
Friday night at the stadium is not the time to worry about your finances. Let First Arkansas Bank and Trust ease your mind with their mobile banking capabilities. You can check your balance, transfer funds between accounts, and even find the nearest ATM for dinner after a road game. The free mobile app is available on the iTunes Store and Android Market. You can cheer loud and proud for the Yellow Jackets because First Arkansas Bank and Trust has you covered. See a branch for more details. Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Ginger for Joe Lee Chevrolet, and when you're buying a new vehicle, keep in mind that a quality service department is one of the most important things to consider. At Joe Lee Chevrolet, our service department stands ready with genuine GM parts and qualified service technicians. Right here at home, right where you need us. Come see the service that follows every sale at Joe Lee Chevrolet, Highway 65 South in Clinton.
The two senior boys teams are warming up on the floor. Little Drippers' performance here at Marshall is over. The future Bobcats out on the floor before this game, and crowd loved it. And now we're ready for some senior boys basketball action tonight as Clinton takes on Marshall. Marshall comes into the game with a record of 1 win and 16 losses. How the mighty have fallen a couple of years ago, I guess 2 straight years, 2 and 3 years ago, Marshall made it to the state championship game. But now they're 1-16 on the year, 1-7 in conference play, and they're coming off a loss on Tuesday night at Izard County. They got beat 44-13. They scored 13 points in the ball game. They've lost 14 of their last 15 games. Clinton comes in tonight with a record of 9-9, just like the girls now 11-10. The boys looking to get over 500 here, as they have a record of 9 wins, 9 losses. Non-conference game. Jackets are 2-1 in conference play, but the Jackets step out of conference action tonight. Yellow Jackets coming off a win on Tuesday night in Little Rock against Lisa Academy. So the Jackets coming off a victory there, coming off a victory over Heber Springs last Friday night. So Jackets playing well right now. Judson Smith's Yellow Jackets playing well. Looking to pick up another win tonight over the Marshall Bobcats. Earlier tonight, the junior girls won big. The junior boys lost to Marshall. In fact, I think of the 4 teams, the junior boys from Marshall is their best of their 4 teams. And the senior girls, just moments ago, won by a score of 74-59 as 5 Lady Yellow Jackets scored in double figures tonight, led by Olivia Johnson and Shelby Standridge with 15 points apiece. Still a couple of minutes left here. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll be ready for Clinton Yellow Jacket basketball. You listen to the Jackets on the home of the Yellow Jackets, KHPQ 92.1.
For excellence in auto body work and paint jobs, there's only one name to call: Justin's Collision Repair, Towing and Recovery. They strive for excellence in every job they do. Quality work is their specialty, and they pride themselves on the perfect color match. Plus, you'll know when your car is repaired at Justin's that it will last. For all your collision repair and body work, Justin's Collision Repair, Towing and Recovery is the place to call. Highway 65 South in Clinton, call 745-2992.
From the opening kick to the closing whistle, Anchor is proud to back Clinton Yellow Jacket football. On the field and off, effort and execution matter. Preparation, accountability, and trusted partners. That's how we work every day. Our Anchor team serves families and businesses across Arkansas with insurance, payroll, and tax support, backed by 11 locations statewide and a client-first approach. Players, coaches, and fans, play hard, cheer loud. Anchor, anchored in trust, driven in service.
Tonight's Yellow Jacket basketball game is brought to you in part by these fine Yellow Jacket boosters. By Artelco. By Troy Grashowski with Edward D. Jones. Carrie Renfro of CMG Home Loans. By Susie Allen Salon. By Miller Sanitation. By Robert's Feed Store, and by the Huddle House. These fine sponsors help bring this game to you.
And the starting lineup is about to be introduced here. Clinton and Marshall. You know, we talked about this big crowd tonight, little dribblers, all 4 teams. That had something to do with it. And some of those folks now are going to make their way out of the gymnasium, looks like. But I'll tell you that for these, you might not know it from these senior boys record, the student body, they came out, they had a run through to get the boys out on the court. They were hyped up and cheering and going. And so a lot of school spirit tonight, cheering on their teams here to the end. And it's been a fun night here at Marshall so far.
Hey, little dribblers perform, little dribblers leave, and the temperature drops 10 degrees.
Here we go. Yellow Jackets to be introduced under Coach Judson Smith and Tristan Tate, Jory Tumlinson. The Yellow Jacket bench there. And I see junior Hester Hensley coming out along with sophomore Hudson Human, senior Sam Standridge, senior Bryant Brown, and the freshman, we call him, Gus Stewart.
He goes by G-Money now. We'll find some different nicknames for him other than that after the game, and he said he kind of liked G-Money.
I have to clear that with grandmother, Rita Hickman. She gave that when I'm not there, she gives me a text message on how the game and did that game on Tuesday. The Yellow Jackets went to the lock. Nita texted me, gave me a score update and a little It's a rough night, rough game. Yellow Jacket boys, you got the victory.
Yeah, Jacob off back-to-back over Heber and Lisa. Let me step out of conference play tonight and to keep improving here. So we'll be back in conference. Actually, 2 games next. So Yellow Jacket, of course, play Clash going to be on Tuesday, but will host Arkansas Christian Friday night at the CA is a conference member, boys only.
I heard a little bit of feedback. I'm thinking, Kelsey, looks like our video stream good. And if you're getting any audio issues, let us know. Send us a text on that.
.com today. First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We're good. A couple of folks pointed out, I think we were off the air. The video stream continued on, but the audio stream had lost there. We think we're back. Thanks, Kelsey, in the studio for pulling away there for a moment. And we'll see. Hopefully that took care of it. And we're back. Clinton trailing 7-4, 4:15 remaining in the opening quarter. Ball gets away. Stewart's got it. Ahead to Sam Standridge. One-on-one. Couldn't get it to go. Gus Stewart is the trailer. Can't get it to go. Marshall has it. Down the floor trying to weave through the defense. Going to drive. Shot up. Won't go. Rebound. And foul called on the Yellow Jackets on the rebound. That'll get the Yellow Jacket crowd stirred up a little on the last couple of series there. And along with Coach Judson Smith, he's having a conversation with the official. Stop and play with 3:59 in the first. One foul apiece on the teams. Sam Standridge the foul for the Yellow Jackets. Inbound the ball. Sam with a steal. Couple of defenders, one on his hip, knocks the ball out of bounds. Keep it with the Yellow Jackets.
Good anticipation by Sam there. Made the steal. Got knocked away at the end, but Jackets will have it under their own basket.
Hensley inbounds the ball. Now back behind the three-point line. Bryant Brown will drive to the free throw line. Shot up short. Ends up out of bounds and belongs to the Bobcats. So
Bobcats have scored half of what they scored last Friday night against Izard County.
Marshall on the dribble, pulls up just outside the lane. Shot won't go. Hensley with a rebound, the junior. Gus Stewart will catch, turn, shoot the three. High off the rim, won't go. Rebound to Marshall. So only 4 points, 3:15 remaining in the first quarter. Standridge has two, Bryant Brown has two. Marshall with a three-point attempt. Off the rim, won't go, out of bounds. Belongs to the Yellow Jackets. And Marshall will take a timeout. Let's go ahead and keep it here. And looks like we got our signals good for now. So, and glad you could be with us. Jeff Hall, my colleague, Noah Emerton on the camera for us tonight. Finishing up this 4-game set from Marshall. Clinton's taking the first three tonight. Junior girls, 2 of 3, excuse me. And
both girls teams won tonight. Junior boys dropped the game to Marshall, and then we're here in the senior boys game. Jackets trailing 7-4 here in the first quarter. Both these two teams played on Tuesday night. Marshall played at Izard County, and the Yellow Jackets played just off Markham Street. And Little Rock, they played Lisa Academy.
And now the Bobcats going to put a little pressure in the backcourt. And Clinton will get it across with Hensley and Stewart. 4 players behind the three-point line. Stewart around the lane. Back to Standridge. Tries to bounce it into Stewart. But too much traffic. It's picked off by Marshall. Looks like J.J. Vasquez will check in at the next break in the action. 2:44 remaining in the first quarter, trailing 7-4. Shot up off the glass, won't go. Hensley for the rebound. He's going to turn quickly up the floor to Standridge. Defense between him and the basket. Back outside, good ball movement. Hester Hensley behind the three-point line. Shot up, won't go. Human saves it back in bounds, but into the hands of the Bobcats. Marshall going the other way on the drive. And offensive foul on the Bobcats. Give it with the Yellow Jackets.
Restream steps in there and takes the charge.
J.J. Vasquez in, Hudson Human out. Again, pressure in the backcourt, but Clinton breaks it quickly down the floor. Hensley's going to drive outside the lane, right side, shot up off the glass, won't go. Marshall with the rebound, still 7-4. This low scoring affair. We've been stuck there for a while now.
Jackets have had shots, are just kind of ice cold right now. We'll look for it to pick up here any minute.
On the drive, shot off the glass, won't go. Standers with the rebound, pass head to Vasquez, 2-on-1. Bounce to Stewart, shot up. Count the basket and the foul. Gus Stewart had a chance at the traditional three-point play. Makes it 7-6, and he'll have a chance to tie.
First points for the freshman tonight.
Gus, a very good free throw shooter. And he's going to knock this one down and tie it at 7. 1:40 to go in the first quarter. Marshall, good ball movement. J.J. Vasquez is going to step in the passing lane, knock it out of bounds. 1:23. Shot clock at 18.
Marshall running that dribble drive offense. Heard Dylan Richardson last night on Drive Time Sports. He said, I watch all these games and all these teams, they all run the same offense. Back in our day, we tried to design what was particularly best for our team. He's kind of right. We see that dribble drive all the time for all the teams.
And there's a shot clock violation. Did not get a shot off. 7-7, Yellow Jacket basketball. 1 minute, 4 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Pressure in the backcourt. Stewart, Standridge, and Hensley. They'll get it across midcourt. Vasquez back to Standridge. He's got 3-4 players around him. Sam can't get the first shot. Rebound's tipped around. Battle for it. Marshall comes up with it. And they'll clear it away.
Fans wanted to travel. Looked like he jumped up, no place to go, and came back down. No call by the official.
3-point attempt. Left at the top of the key. Won't go. Vasquez trying to get the rebound. It gets knocked loose. Marshall inside. Shot. Draws the foul. And it'll send the Bobcats to the free throw line. 26.8 to go. 7-7. I tell you, Marshall, at least on the scoreboard, toe-to-toe with the Yellow Jackets in the first quarter. That's got to inspire them here some on this Friday night.
The Bobcats. They've had some good teams the last several years here and had an outstanding score.
What, state runner-up? 2 years in a row, didn't they? With
my coach has moved on. I think he's at Dover now. In fact, 2 new coaches this year for Marshall.
Kind of like, and both free throws up in him by Marshall. 9-7, 25 seconds.
Girls coach is Stacy Bradley's brother. Of course, Stacy's
McKinney
dad, Coach McKinney, a longtime coach. And
Vasquez 3 won't go. Marshall with the rebound. Marshall kind of like a lot of schools, smaller schools, even maybe such as Clinton. You kind of cycle the athletes that come through, and they had a fantastic cycle on the basketball side for a couple of years, and maybe down a little bit this year. But hey, they're going to lead after 1 here tonight at home. They lead the Yellow Jackets 11-7. Senior boys after 1. Stay with us. You're listening to KHPQ and Clinton High School Sports.
Towing and recovery is the last thing you think about until you really need it. Then you really want the best. There's only one name to call, Justin's Collision Repair, Towing and Recovery. They have the largest and latest model recovery fleet in North Central Arkansas. From small towing to heavy-duty towing, Justin's Collision Repair, Towing and Recovery on Highway 65 in Clinton is the one to call, 745-2992. That's Justin's Collision Repair, Towing and Recovery, 745-2992.
Today's medical system is like a maze where patients get lost. Not here. Conway Regional takes a personal approach to health, so you get one-of-a-kind care that blends access and excellence, familiarity and fierce commitment, with a deeply invested team delivering the services and support that people deserve. This is not mass-produced health care. This is your health care. Conway Regional. Curated care.
Well, back here in Marshall, Jackets trail 11-7 right now to the 1-16 Marshall Bobcats. But the Yellow Jackets have had plenty of shots, just haven't shot a high percentage yet.
It'll be Gus Stewart, J.J. Vasquez, Sam Standridge, Hester Hensley, and Bryant Brown, your 5 on the floor. 3 of those guys have scored. Sam Standridge with 2, Bryant Brown with 2, Gus Stewart with 3 for the Yellow Jackets. Man-to-man defense. Marshall in the home white, trimmed in black. Yellow Jackets in road black, trimmed in gold. If you're watching on the Khpq Sports YouTube channel, the Khpq Facebook page.
Shot clock
going down. They'll force one up. Defended by J.J. Vasquez. It won't go, and it belongs to the Yellow Jackets.
Second shot clock violation on the Bobcats. Good defense by Clinton. I was going to say Clinton probably has a height advantage of 4 out of the 5 spots on the floor. Backcourt pressure by Marshall. Jackets throw it over the top.
Gus Stewart on the dribble, gets in the lane, in traffic, shot won't go, gets his own rebound. Now it's tipped up in the air, tipped away. Marshall comes down with it. Still 11-7, 7:05 in the second quarter. 4 players behind the three-point line for Marshall. They'll pass, roll through the lane. Right side spin, right, left in the lane, blocked, out of bounds. Keep it with Marshall. 6:50 to go. Hester Hensley was in on that one. I didn't go to the Tuesday night Little Rock game. I think Shelby Standridge was the videographer for that. Did you see that steal or that pass that Hester Hensley took and dunked the basketball? That was a highlight video, if any, for Hester Hensley this year on that dunk he made on the defender.
Yeah, I can say it was in traffic. It had a high degree of difficulty, and Hester finished it with a flush, and it was a pretty impressive dunk.
Cross midcourt. Standridge to Bryant Brown. Drives the baseline. Defended. Shot up won't go. Marshall with a rebound. Pass ahead. Standridge defending.
Well,
shot up won't go.
So body contact on both ends on the shooter. No call on either end.
Down the floor. Hensley. Ball knocked away. Up in the air. Marshall comes up with it. Stewart reaches in to take it away. And instead, I think Gus whistled for the foul. Stops the clock at 6:18. And Hudson Human will return. Bryant Brown out. Hudson's parents sitting in the row below us tonight. Kyle Human just to our left.
Teams have played 2 minutes here. Neither team has scored during the second quarter. Jackets now kind of extending a 1-3-1 zone defense out and trapping in the corners.
Hensley at the top of those long arms. Gus Stewart in the middle with those long arms. Shot up, 3-point field goal for Marshall. 14-7, 5:53 in the second quarter. Pressure in the backcourt. Clinton breaks it. Standridge on the move, and he's going to be whistled for an offensive foul. He might have had a little bit of a shoulder there, a little arm into the defender. Crowd contested a little bit, but that'll be Sam's second personal foul, the team's second of the quarter.
The longer you leave a team in the game, like Marshall in a game like this, a team that's 1-16, the more confidence they get. So you want to try to take charge and knock them out early.
3-point shot from the right side, misses off the back of the rim. And they call the foul. If they would not have called a foul there was going to be an eruption from the Clinton bench as Hester Hensley gets the rebound. And
Tim Smith be on alert. If he doesn't make that call.
So here we go. Out of the foul, Clinton with a basketball. And J.J. Vasquez for 3, won't go. It's up off the top of the backboard. That's out of bounds, and it belongs to Marshall. Still 14-7 trailing.
Jackets got, as they say, buy a basket right now.
Cross midcourt. I don't have numbers with all the names for the Bobcats or calling some of those guys out on the roster. So 3-point field goal. Another one for Marshall, 17-7. Cross midcourt is Stewart to Hensley. And contact up high. Foul on Marshall.
It's a 10-3 run right now for Marshall. It was 7-4. Now it's 17-7. Sure, not what anybody expected when they came here tonight. Being down 10 early to Marshall.
Hester Hensley for three. It's up. Won't go. Off the rim. Gus Stewart for the rebound. Three defenders around him, but Gus puts it up off the glass good. Gus now with 5, 17-9.
Uses height advantage. That time went up and got the rim and really strong going back to the basket with a couple of defenders hanging on him.
And J.J. Vasquez pokes it to the backcourt. They won't catch him. J.J. on a run out. Off the glass, good. Fourth player to score. Clinton with back-to-back field goals. 17-11. 4:05 in the second.
Officials timeout for an injured player for Marshall. Like that's the young man that already has 7 points in the ball game. Limping off
Had the
floor.
had a three-pointers there. He's going to kind of limp off. And that may be a blow to the Bobcats. See if he can get back in. Maybe sit that one out. Walk that off for a minute.
Marshall will have it. The shot clock will be set at 25 seconds. Jackets trailing by 6, but they've scored 4 straight.
$10 seconds. Shot up in the lane, won't go. Stewart for the rebound. Head to Hensley across midcourt. Into the corner. Vasquez beats this defender. Runner down the baseline. J.J. Vasquez. Back-to-back field goals. The 10-point lead down to 4, trailing 17-13.
Yeah, 6-0 run, 3 straight baskets. Now you're kind of starting to maybe see the wheels starting to come off for Marshall. Not have that quickness they had
Steal
earlier.
by Vasquez. Off to Sam Standridge. Single defender. Shot up, won't go. Foul called on Marshall. 2 free throws upcoming for Sam Standridge.
Kind of the last couple of possessions, kind of starting to see the confidence kind of going away. A little more hesitant with the dribble.
Sam's going to miss the first. He'll have a second. Misses the second. There's a lane violation on Marshall, and Sam's going to get another opportunity. Player entered the lane before what? Before the ball left the shooter's hand. A Marshall player entered the lane, so off the miss, Sam will get another opportunity. And he'll make this one. Sam Standridge's third point. 17-14.
7-0 run.
And now Clinton with pressure in the backcourt. Man pressure with Hensley on the ball. Vasquez wants to trap along with Human as they get across midcourt. They'll get it behind the defense now. And shot off the glass, good. Well, you gamble a little bit. You double team at midcourt. Let somebody get behind the defense. They score 19-14. Cross-court passing. Hensley for 3. Left side, good. Hester Hensley, that's his first points tonight. It's a three-pointer, 19-17.
You know, when you get down 10 and you're having a hard time getting shots off, you get worried. But when you're down 10 and you've had no trouble getting shots off, it's just a matter of time. And now the Jackets closing in. Now down only by 2.
Knocked out of bounds by Vasquez. 2:24 remaining in the second quarter. It's Vasquez, Human, Hensley, Stewart, and Standridge. And a timeout, Marshall. 2:24 in the second quarter when we return. You're listening to KHPQ and Clinton High School Sports.
We have partnered with Khpq to bring world-class cancer treatment to Van Buren County.
Some chemos are between 1 to 2 hours to 8 hours. So when patient is sick, diagnosed with a cancer, traveling to Little Rock, that's a pretty long day for sick people.
Back in the old days, you had to get on the interstate, go to Conway, or go to Little Rock to get your chemo treatments. My mom, for a year and a half, was able to take them right here in Clinton, Arkansas. Big peace of mind for my mom.
Ozark Health, your community hospital.
At Clay Maxey Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram of Clinton, it's all about the personal relationship.
Absolutely. We want you to see familiar faces, smiling faces, and people that are there to help. You know, it's always an inconvenience to bring your car in for service. It just is what it is. And so we know that we have to be a step above the competition, and we want to make that experience that's normally an inconvenience and have it be a happy experience for you.
See the change at ClayMaxeyCDJR.com.
Out of the timeout, trailing 19-17. Yellow Jackets with a chance to tie or take the lead. It's Hensley for three. It won't go. Tipped up. Stewart's going to come up with it. Gus inside, off the glass, count the basket, and they foul as Gus Stewart ties the ball game at 19 with a free throw to come.
And as I say a lot, that was a weight room basket. It was a weight room rebound with a couple of guys hanging on him. And then to go back up and score. And we see Gus in the weight room a lot.
And he gets the free throw. And if you haven't seen the Yellow Jackets live, remember, we're talking about a ninth grader, Gus Stewart. And he's a ninth grader to watch all across the state of Arkansas. Highly touted. And you can see why.
13-2 run for Clinton. They trailed 17-7, now lead 20-19. Hester picks up a foul in the backcourt. Didn't take long for that 10-point lead to evaporate.
First lead of the ball game for Clinton, finally. Yep. Just under 2 minutes to play in the second quarter. Marshall, the basketball, drive the lane, gets the players in the air. Foul's going to be called on the Yellow Jackets, either Vasquez or Human. 2 free throws coming up for Marshall, just in front of the Clinton cheer squad.
Jamie Williams, award-winning cheer squad, and Kenny's here tonight. Kenny just recently had a birthday. Philip Jones, by the way, listening in at an undisclosed location. So, but good to have the king of real estate and the Booster Club listening in tonight, Philip Jones.
Misses the first. Second opportunity to tie for Marshall. Stepped in the lane, and the basket will not count. That's a Marshall lane violation. So even though the ball went through the basket, will wipe off the points. The ball belongs to Clinton with a 1-point lead.
Marshall giveth, and Marshall taketh away.
Into the corner, J.J. Vasquez ready to shoot the 3-point field goal. J.J. has 7 points, 23-19.
16-2 run.
J.J., maybe all of his points maybe have been since that 10-point deficit. Off the glass good, 2 for Marshall, 23-21. Into the corner, Bryant Brown's ready to shoot the 3. It's up, won't go. Offside rebound. Human, he's fouled. Hudson, the 10th grader, to the free throw line. Stops the clock at 1 minute, 3 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Good offside rebound by Hudson. He'll go to the line. The Jackets are 3 of 4 at the line. And BG Post texted me earlier. I forgot to get that on. Pulaski Academy beat Joe T. Robinson tonight in senior girls. It was a close game, about 6 points. So, as you said, a tough conference with Pulaski Academy, Clinton, Morrilton, Heber Springs, and now the transfer portal has been very good to Joe T. Robinson, and now they're good for the first time in ages.
Hudson Human's first points of the ball game. He gets both free throws, 25-21. Under a minute to play in the second quarter. Pass inside, picked off by Human. Hudson's going to race down the floor. He's going to drive, slide, put it up over the front of the rim, and good. 27-21.
20-2 run by the Jackets. I checked that 20-4 now. That last basket by Marshall just a while ago, but 20-4 run.
38 seconds remaining in the quarter. Inside. Brown's going to tie it up. Good job, Bryant. Tie it up. Alternate possession to Marshall.
Oh, well, the official's going to call a foul.
The two officials disagree. And
the official 2 feet away called a jump ball. The official at midcourt called a foul.
And it'll be 2 free throws for the Bobcats. Substitutions. Kayla McCarver entered the ball game at the previous break. And now it looks like Gus Stewart and Sam Sanders will return after the first free throw attempt. That is up and in, 27-22. 34 seconds. Brown out, McCarver out. Second free throw, short off the front of the rim. Rebound Marshall, blocked by Human on the shot. And Standridge, rebound, ahead to Hensley. Defense between him and the basket. 24 seconds, shot clock off. Stewart closely guarded, back to Standridge and Hensley. Into the corner, Hudson Human. Catch, ready for the three, up won't go. Rebound Marshall. J.J. Vasquez, might have been unintentional, but going to make contact on the rebound. 5+ fouls on the Yellow Jackets, so 2 free throws for Marshall with 13 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
That's the bad part of that foul is that they're already in the bonus, 2-shot bonus. You'll walk 94 feet, get to shoot 2 free throws with 13 seconds left.
First one up and in, 27-23. You make the second one, it's a one-possession game. In the final seconds here of the second quarter. Up, misses, rebound. Stewart and Hensley, 10 seconds. Ahead to Standridge across midcourt. 6 seconds. Sam with it. Uh-oh. And ball gets loose out of bounds. Turn it over. Back to Marshall with 2.8 remaining. Bryant Brown, Caleb McCarver returns. Stewart out, Standridge out.
Trying to save those two from any chance of a foul here in the final 2.8 seconds, protecting those two. They can go full speed in the second half. And now you want to don't let them throw the ball toward the basket.
The Bobcats, they will have to throw it in the backcourt. Good defense, you called it. They'll heave, the three is up. Won't go. First half comes to an end. It's the Yellow Jackets, Senior Boys 27, Marshall 23. We'll keep the camera rolling, step away from the mic here for a moment. Stay with us. You're listening to KHPQ and Clinton High School Sports.
Towing and recovery is the last thing you think about until you really need it. Then you really want the best. There's only one name to call, Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery. They have the largest and latest model recovery fleet in north central Arkansas. From small towing to heavy-duty towing, Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery on Highway 65 in Clinton is the one to call, 745-2992. That's Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery, 745-2992.
Steve Good at Goods Cash Savers says you can learn a lot about life by playing sports. You may never be the biggest or the fastest, but you can always try to be the very best and give 100%. And that's what they do every day at Goods Cash Saver. Even though they don't have the biggest building, they try to have every item that you might need in groceries. They also overachieve every day in their meat department. So when you're looking for a place to shop, give Goods Cash Saver a try. A supermarket that cares about you and your community and says, go Yellow Jackets.
Friday night at the stadium is not the time to worry about your finances. Let First Arkansas Bank and Trust ease your mind with their mobile banking capabilities. You can check your balance, transfer funds between accounts, and even find the nearest ATM for dinner after a road game. The free mobile app is available on the iTunes Store and Android Market. You can cheer loud and proud for the Yellow Jackets because First Arkansas Bank and Trust has you covered. See a branch for more details. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Petit Jean Electric Cooperative was created to bring power to rural Arkansas, and now we're connecting it to the world. Introducing Petit Jean Fiber, delivering the fastest, highest quality broadband internet and phone service available. Enjoy blazing fast upload and download speeds, unlimited access, reliable connectivity, and no contracts. The future is powered by fiber, and Petit Jean Fiber is blazing the trail. To see if we're signing up in your area, call 501-745-2493 today.
Hi, I'm Ginger for Jolie Chevrolet, and when you're buying a new vehicle, keep in mind that a quality service department is one of the most important things to consider. At Jolie Chevrolet, our service department stands ready with genuine GM parts and qualified service technicians, right here at home, right where you need us. Come see the service that follows every sale at Jolie Chevrolet, Highway 65 South in Clinton.
Hey, Mike Hawley back here on the campus of Marshall High School. At the half, it's the Clinton Senior Boys 27 and Marshall 23. Yellow Jackets Led in scoring in the first half with J.J. Vasquez with 7 and Gus Stewart with 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 points tonight for Gus Stewart so far here at the half. Sam Standards with 2, Brian Brown with a couple, and Hester Hensley with a 3-point basket. Also Hudson Human with 4 points here in the first half. Jackets trailed 17-7 at one point, but on a 20-6 run to end the second quarter. They lead 27-23 at the half. Our halftime guest, we got former quarterback Kelby Bonds with us here at the half. And before we talk a little football, Kelby, your thoughts on basketball?
Man, it's all around we've had a pretty good year. I mean, from junior to senior high. This game we're watching right now has turned into a football game. Speaking of football season coming up, it's been a rough one for us.
We didn't get a chance. We're going to wrap up the football season. We had Jacket Nation Live. We never had any more open dates to get any more of those in. So I thought we might talk a little bit about football. And Yellow Jackets with another great season. And head coach Chris Dufran pick up 10 wins. Only the 6th team in school history with 10 or more wins, along with your 05 team. And talk about your overall thoughts about Yellow Jacket football this year.
Those guys, I mean, that whole team, that coaching staff, everybody behind the scenes, everybody's proud of them. And, it was one of those things, everybody showed up on Friday night ready to support, and they brought a little fire back to Friday nights. Heartbreaker to end it. I mean, I thought we had it.
Yeah, a tough loss at the end of the season at Arkadelphia. We had 2 losses this year to the state runner-up Dardanelle by 2 points and 3 points to Arkadelphia. So we were 5 points away from being undefeated.
Yeah, absolutely. We ran a gauntlet this year. I mean, I'm telling you, most teams will never have to face that in a 3-year career, and them boys faced it and won.
I'm not sure if we've ever seen maybe in recent times a better stretch to those those final 4 games, those 2 games on the road at Mena and Ozark, and in those 2 playoff games, the Yellow Jackets really played at a high level.
Oh, absolutely. Late in the season like that, everybody's tired. I mean, they're banged up, and they just fought through it. We fought a little short-handed here, at the end, and the boys just found a way to win.
Your 05 team was conference champs. Park Parish had a good bunch of 2010 conference champs, and then those 16, 17, and 18 teams with Weston Amos and Caleb Bowman and all those guys. And, of course, this year's team, can you compare any of those teams? I know this year's teams, I think, had the 3rd most points ever scored by a Yellow Jacket team in the season. But talk about the comparisons.
The comparison to this year's team to those, I remember watching Bowman's, in Parish and Amos, and all of them teams had speed, size. I mean, they ready to hit you. And this team this year, they had it all. They from offense, defense to special teams. I've never seen a kicker like that come through Clinton, Arkansas. And they were tough to beat. We went to Dardanelle that mid-season, and man, them boys played lights out. I mean, almost had it. Then had to end it at Arkadelphia. That's two big time teams that made big runs.
And we caught Dardanelle when they were healthy. At the end of the year, Dardanelle was beat up in that state championship game.
It wasn't the same Dardanelle team in that state championship game we faced. I can assure you that.
Well, you've had a unique perspective. I was looking back since 1984. There's only been 3 football coaches at Clinton. There was Mike Maxwell and Mosley, and now Coach Dufran, his 25th year. You've had a unique view because you saw Coach Dufran in the beginning and you see him now. Talk a little bit about Coach.
Oh, yeah. I love getting to see Coach, get to run into him at all the games, and that's one thing that makes him special. He remembers his players, he makes relationships, and he grows men, Very
good. Yeah, I think one of the special moments for me this year, I'm sure for you, was your 2005 team came back for a reunion.
Right. We had a lot of laughs right there. It was we got to visit with Coach that day, and a handful of us hit the golf course, and there was stories that we didn't even really remember or probably need to remember.
But, it was a fun year, and I tell people football season takes forever to get here, and then it goes fast.
You know, when you got teams like we've had and the team this year, it goes by way too fast. You know, Friday nights were fun, you know, got to meet up and have a good laugh with everybody as we're pounding people in the ground. And those seniors, you know, they made it special. They made it special. That's a special group. When you have that many guys just go through the gauntlet and stay with it for that long a period of time, it makes it special.
Yeah, 17 seniors on this year's team, the most Coach Dufran has had in his 25 years. And I've already got it planned out. Your son's coming along. He's going to be QB1, and also Park's son, Duke.
Yeah,
history repeats itself.
Listen, I can't wait. You know, we're going to have to get Park back down here full time.
That's true. I told Mickey he's got to be back here by Duke 6th or 7th grade.
Absolutely, we got to get them going.
Well, that's Kelby Bonds helped us to wrap up football. Thanks, Kelby, and I'll let you get back to watching the basketball here. But it was a great football season. Jackets leading 27-23. Marshall's going to the free throw line here just 9 seconds into the third quarter. Jeff Hall's back with us. Noah Emberton back behind the camera.
And free throw, up and in, 27-24. It's a one-possession game and a steal at midcourt. Marshall down the floor, shot off the glass, good, 27-26. And pressure in the backcourt. Clinton's 5 on the floor here, start the second half. Standridge, Stewart, Hensley, Brown, and Human. And Marshall with a steal. Down the floor, 2-on-2, left side, drive, shot up, won't go. Battle, rebound inside, tie it up, alternate possession to Marshall.
Marshall coming out of the locker room fresh and playing fast again. Not very deep, so the Yellow Jackets kind of run them down here.
And inbound from the baseline. Got to get it in. I'll have to heave it into the backcourt and run it down there. You can do that on the inbounds pass, not a backcourt violation. And now they'll set their offense behind the three-point line.
Jackets straight up man-to-man defense.
Shot, right side, outside the lane, won't go. Offside rebound, Hester Hensley. Stewart at the free throw line, hops in the lane, draws the